good. I'm here at Longpoint with Dario, who is making his new glove that we're super excited about. Now, this is very close now, isn't it, Dario? Like very close. I mean, he's brought out the prototype glove, and you've probably seen lots of videos of him smacking people on the hands, and the expressions on the faces were one of the things that I would take away. People going, "This is fantastic." Okay, well, not that because you didn't have to speak it.
There will be a video out right soon, which Mark made yesterday. Was it yesterday? Where you will see very many people have been hit on the hands with my gloves on, so you can see more reactions.
No, and the response has been really, really good, and the mobility is the thing that we're looking for. So could you tell us more about what you hope to fit it for the human community with this glove? What are your hopes to do?
My main goal with this glove was to bring a glove in the community that actually didn't make people have to choose between mobility and protection.
Yes.
So right now you have plenty of protection. Some glove models really give you protection, but they don't allow you to be mobile, and they also have a couple of weak spots. And other glove models that allow you great mobility, but on the other side, people is breaking their fingers. I mean, in the last 10 events I've been, the ratio of injuries was 9-1, hands against everything else. So probably hands have a really big problem in protection, and this is mostly on people deciding to rely on more mobile gloves, sacrificing protection and hoping they can defend their hands.
I'm certainly guilty of that. You know, when I'm fencing, I want the full mobility of my glove, and you know, this is where I'm really hoping your glove can step in.
My goal is to give you the mobility so that you don't have to choose between mobility and protection.
Yeah, because I was fencing the other day in my last bout, and this was through what was the sparring with 5-finger. That actually cracked the entirety of the glove. This is my knuckle exploded. Actually smashed the ring finger here as well.
Yeah, but that's basically a problem with the modern materials. If composites aren't correctly made, or the project isn't correctly considering the wear out of materials, the composites and plastics are going to shatter. And this is a big problem which is rising right now, because we're passing from the foams, from the traditional styrofoam and the classic ABS plastic, to different materials. And I've seen many gloves shatter or crack because the material wasn't correctly calculated, probably for the amount of punishment it was going to take.
Oh, definitely. I mean, what are you doing differently, Dario, to fix that problem? Right.
Yeah, this is the main reason behind my decision back in October before October, I communicated it in October, to rely on materials that aren't really solid every time. They are soft and they get stiffer, so you cannot crack a material that isn't completely solid.
Yes.
And this is why they're never going to fail. I mean, you can wear out the glove can be damaged and worn out so that you have to replace it in the end, but it won't ever be the protection giving up completely and failing you so that you break a finger or the like.
I think that this is a big issue here, particularly because we've got all of the gloves, those that are using the styrofoam type materials, that they're great protection until they're not. You know, and then there's that failure, and then it's complete.
The problem is that completely rigid materials give up cracking, because that's not metal. I mean, everybody knows that steel gloves can be damaged, but they won't give in because they will bend. And this is also what's happening to mask meshes, they dent. But with modern materials, you don't have that elasticity, they don't spring back. When they crack, they're finished, and they give up completely while you're being hit. And this is the big problem. So I decided to rely on different materials that aren't actually rigid, so they cannot be cracked.
Okay, so and I think we've seen the demonstrations now of the Dario's solution work. So you're confident with the mobility and the protection that they're...
Well, I'm definitely confident with the mobility because I think you saw that I have to be confident with the mobility. It feels more like a glove than a gauntlet. But about the protection, I'm totally sure because it's meant to be a glove that doesn't completely oppose to the blow, but allows the blow to flow through the material, so that in the end it's your finger keeping the glove in shape, and the shape is protecting your finger. So your hand and the glove are somewhat merged in protection, so that the hand protects the glove and the glove protects the hand.
Okay.
And this is why, as an example, if anybody tries to crush the glove without the hand inside, the glove will probably get down to the table, because it will splatter and then come back, because it won't be the hand keeping it in shape. So it's some kind of how do you call it in English? Each one helping the other one. The hand keeps the glove on, and the glove keeps the hand safe.
Okay, so, and you mentioned, what is the effect? You mentioned what you wanted to see, the change in terms of the protective equipment that a community is using. What was that?
Yeah, one of the main points of my work isn't, many people think that I'm going to disrupt the HEMA gloves market. That's not what I want to do. I mean, if I wanted to disrupt the market, I could just don't say anything and come out with a glove out of nowhere, and people would be buying it. I mean, others have been trying doing this before me. But this is not what I want to do. I want other makers to reach up to this kind of standard.
Okay, so you're really trying to set the standard.
Yeah, I want to have other makers start adding puncture-resistant materials to gloves. And this is why.
Yes, but the hand,
this is why I decided to have 800.
This is something I've seen a lot.
This is why I decided to make it standard. You don't have the option to buy 800 Newton. This is 800 Newton. No way to have it less. You can have it higher, but not less. Absolutely. Also, this is the reason why the padding is included into the glove and is part of the glove. You cannot have them unpadded, so that other producers will have probably to start putting padding inside the gloves. So you stop having scratches all over the hands and the like. Okay. So I have a bigger goal than just putting out the glove. I want to increase the whole safety of the gloves the community is using.
No, that is fantastic. And look, just to finish up, what can you tell us? Because these look fantastic, and we all want to get our hands on them. And some of us, like me, who stupidly didn't back you, I was going, oh, do I have the money, and things like that. Mostly getting over to Longpoint was taking my money at that point. When roughly, because I know there's a whole pile of things going on, because I think I'd like to point out here how quickly Dario's been moving on this. If you look at comparative development time that's taken to other people to develop the gloves, I think you've got.
Started late October.
I think that's pretty quick in terms of actually developing, finding your sources, getting it into production. It's actually very quick.
A little bit slower than I would have wanted it, but as I've said many times, I've been running a campaign for a few €1,000, and it got 40,000 to 50,000 the like, so more than 10 times, and that had to be to have me managing it a little bit more, and also increasing the size of the project, which involved remaking some of the prototypes. This is why I got a little more time, but the point is that the Mark IV prototype, which is the final one, I mean the Mark I was the one in the very first video, the one with the hammer. Mark II was made around the end of November. That's when I was saying I was reprototyping. Then the Mark III was made in March, and was the one that you saw in the last videos from the Rome event on. The Mark IV should have been here at the Baltimore Longpoint. Unfortunately, it's being produced right now, so I've been out of days. For a couple of days, I wasn't able to have it here at the Longpoint. Yep. And it's
so we'll be seeing that. So we'll be seeing that right soon. So
real soon. And the moment I have the first glove, so the Mark IV is basically the first glove, I will be having it go around my partners. It and another couple gloves that will be made right after this one. And while the partners are evaluating it, so after the partners have evaluated it and told me their feedback and like, I will be ready to start production. Maybe
so
some adjustments. But
so when do you think we'll be able to get literally a hands into these things?
And during the next month, probably.
Okay, this is a Kickstarter, and hopefully people who haven't come on board could be looking at your shop opening.
The shop is going to open the end of summer, or more likely in September. So the beginning of the autumn. That's the point right now.
That is fantastic, Dario. It's fantastic news for all of us. I think we can't come too soon. I've really enjoyed meeting you at Longpoint. You're a fantastic guy. I really look forward to sharing this with everybody else. Thanks. Cheers, mate.
Thank you, Mark.